Awesome. Thanks, Felicia, and welcome everyone to a new Pixelated brick art tutorial. So this is the new product. It's brand new to Michael's. It's brand new to anywhere. I don't think I've seen anything quite like this in any other shops. So this is really exciting. It is a really fun kind of building materials. It kind of has that satisfaction of putting pieces into place. If you have any kind of passion for diamond art, this is definitely the next step up from diamond art. If you have any passion for any of the other bricks that you might know about, those bricks can sometimes be very expensive. So this is kind of a Michael's alternative to some of the other brick building that turns into flowers and turns into beautiful paintings and things like that. So this is our version of that pixelated brick art. And we have so many different styles of this. So the one that I'm going to be focusing on in class today is going to be this one with the donuts. I'd already created one of them. Most of the packs come with two different designs. So there are cute little icons like that. I also am really obsessed with this one that looks like a little boom box and a cassette tape. So I like this one too. I think it's really bright and vibrant and fun. If you're kind of more of like a classic sort of person, we have some kind of starry night-ish kind of landscapes. Look at how cool that is. And you can probably see, and I'll show you on the other camera later on too, that they have layers. So it's not just a flat piece. I'll show you on the other camera, but it is a couple of different layers, so they pop out. So some of the swirling that happens in this one and this moon comes out further into further out from the design. So that gives it a really cool feel. Some of these are going to be great for literally standing up on a desk to be able to kind of show off your artwork. You could also potentially hang it. There's definitely spots that you could hang it onto a wall to kind of have a little gallery of all your different brick collections. Some of the other ones that I've just been playing around with too, look at this really cool kind of a desert vibes kit. In this desert vibes kit comes with this cool palm tree, but then also comes with like a landscape with it too. So most of the kits are 5" by 5" and it makes two. So also this makes for a really good date night or a best friend kind of spend some time together. You can each be working on the same kit and just have two different pictures and two different designs going at the same time. So that's kind of a fun way to play with this. And also, if you find that the pieces in these ones that I'm talking about today are too teeny tiny for your eyeballs, I understand. That's why I'm wearing my glasses today. We also have larger kits, and this larger kit ends up making something where the size is 10 by 10 instead of 5 by 5. So this is that beautiful painting of the wave. We have some cool Halloween inspired or kind of Edgar Allan Poe sort of things too. But these big bricks, I'll show you the size when we switch over cameras too. If you find that the ones that I'm working with that are 5 by 5 are too tiny for you, these are just a little bit bigger, so they might be easier on your fingers, easier on your eyes, and just another thing to try if you find this to be a little bit challenging. So let's switch over to the other camera and I'm going to show you what's going on and show you what I'm working with. But basically an overview is when you open up one of these packs, you're going to have, similar to diamond art, a lot of different packages of different numbers and different colors. And then of course there's going to be a guide, and the guide's going to tell you where the different numbers and colors go. And because these get built up layer by layer, there might be 4 steps, there might be 5 steps, there might be 6 steps that all kind of show you. So here's this donut that I was showing you on the other screen. So here's what the donut ends up looking like. And I like that it has a little bite out of the donut. But when I tilt this to the side, you can kind of see how the bricks come off. And so there's at least 3 or 4 different layers. And so there is kind of a technique to building up those layers to be able to get those different items to pop. And so I'll be showing you how to do that. But I love the way that this kind of builds. And this again shows you all the different brick colors, all the different pieces that come into it. And then you go layer by layer by layer. And I have gotten a little bit of early access to this product. So I have been testing some things out for you and kind of seeing what works, what might not work, and what can help you make this experience really fun. So one of the things that I have decided during my brick making is that there are a couple of things that you're going to want that are going to be very helpful to get started. So let me kind of do an unboxing and show you what all comes in these kits. So if I take this cute little kit that has the boom box and has the cassette tape and open this box up for you, here's what comes out. Ooh. Ah, so the most important element, of course, is going to be the directions. And then you're going to have all of these different pieces and all these different bags and all these different colors that will help you to make the two different pictures, the boombox on one side, and there are two of these black pegboards. So you're going to make two 5 by 5 inch pieces. And these are the directions for the cassette tape. And these are the directions for the boombox. And so you can go piece by piece and figure out how to do this. Now, one of the things that I noticed right away was that once I open these bags, you might start losing track of what colors are what numbers. And that's obviously going to be very important. And if you do both of the different pieces yourself, some of the colors that you use in the cassette tape are going to be the same colors you're going to use for the other piece too. So in between sessions, you don't want to really lose any of your pieces because all of them are going to be important and they are going to get used. So from the diamond art world, one of the suggestions I have for class today is to get one of these make market kits that people use for diamond art. And I think that this make market kit is really going to be helpful when it comes to the pixelated art too. The kit I suggested comes with little label stickers. It comes with this bag, which I think is perfect for fitting these pieces. The 5 by 5 fits nicely into this bag to keep track of all of your project as you're working. It also has these really nice trays. It has some tweezers. It does have the normal stylus tools that you would use in diamond art, the wax and the stylus tools. Um, I've tried them. I don't think that they speed anything up when it comes to these bricks, but it might be helpful for picking some of these tiny pieces up if you want to try and use some of the wax and some of these tools. But I think the most important thing in this particular kit is the organization. So this comes with these cute little labels, and it also comes with these little divided boxes. So when I pick a color and start working, I'm going to take any of the remainder colors and I'm going to put them into these little containers. And then I have all the labels to be able to label what number those different colors are so that when I come back and use them in another piece, it's definitely going to help. So there are other options besides this one make market kit that I gave you. Another example of organization that I think is important to this is something like a lot of times by the registers, there's these cute little multi-use organizers. They're 5 pieces and they're each these little things. Again, you can use those labels and you can go ahead and label each one of these colors too. There are also bigger make market kits that have kind of almost like little test tubes or little kind of cylinders that you can put beads into. And then there's round labels that go with these. So I think I highly recommend that you have some kind of organization method, whatever it might be. And that's one of the best ways to go ahead and get you started. And then I'm going to show you, we're going to work through together a little bit of the donut. So during this class, we're obviously not going to be able to create an entire kit because I'm putting some of my toys away because the entire kit to make is going to take you several hours. It's going to be a pretty long sitting to be able to complete the whole entire thing. This is definitely something to do to pass the time. This is definitely something to do. I picture somebody on bed rest or someone who might have an injury or something going on that really just needs something to keep their brain going, needs something to kind of keep them focused and keep them from spiraling with stress or anxiety or anything like that. It's such a good anxiety relief to have a place for each one of these little bricks and just push them in. It's a really nice feeling. It doesn't have a snap, but it does have a really good texture when you push each one of these bricks in. And it just has all these nice kind of fidget kind of things that do help with anxiety. So I highly recommend this, especially for someone who does have time and wants to do something where they can feel proud of the time that they've spent on something like this. So here's the next thing that I tend to do when I get my kits. So on this one, I'm creating this purple donut, and you're going to also notice I have sticky notes, I have a ruler, and I have some Sharpies. And I'm going to show you how all of those tools are going to help me too. And this is something you don't have to do, but it's definitely something that has helped me after I've tried several of these different products. So if we are on step number 1, when you first get the kit, you have this black grid, and this black grid is 32 by 32. So there are 32 rows and 32 columns. And so what I did first was I took a ruler and I counted 16, which is half of 32. And I went ahead and put a line down there, count it going down 16 and put a line just to break the whole entire thing into 4, which are quadrants. So this is a hard texture, and the bricks themselves are hard too. So they're not silicone, they're not like perler beads. They are hard plastic, and they're capped, and they're also going to be square. So they look like this when I put them into my tray, and so you can see the opening. And so you want to grab that opening and make sure that you put it so that the opening side down, and then you can snap it into place on the grid. So it's a really nice feel, and they go in very smoothly. And because they're square, they do line themselves up very nicely when you put a couple of them together. They do form that nice straight line. There is a tool that comes in the kits too, in order to help you get the pieces back off. So if you start getting some of your pieces stuck, especially the pieces that build up. But I've also found that in this Make Market kit, they have these tweezers. And these tweezers, when you put them together and just kind of use them as a lever, you can also pull up any bricks that you might have put into the wrong place. So that's another good use of that Make Market tool, is getting those bricks back out. And then I always kind of keep track when I'm doing it. Never tried to do it on camera before. When I pop them up, I kind of keep my other hand right here so that they don't go flying. I also tend to work in a tray when I can, especially if I'm working on my couch, because otherwise some of these tiny little blocks might make their way into my couch cushions and never see the light of day. So that's my grid system. You might also notice on the grid system that I went ahead, and because it's 32 blocks going across, I broke it down every 4. And every 4 I put a line going in each direction. And all of that is really going to help me keep track of my place. So what's nice about this first row is that I have five rows of that same color going all the way across. So when I sat down with this the other night and started going, I knew that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and all of these were solid. So without doing very much thinking at all, just brick by brick, brick by brick, I put all of these down. And I kind of like how it almost looks a little, I don't want to say jaggedy, but I like that it's not solid, because it gives you the picture of these are tiny individual bricks that I put down. So then you also notice in the pattern that besides the colors, and obviously there's a key that tells you what color each one is and how many of those color pieces you're going to be using, then there's going to be another piece that has a circle in it. And the black pieces that have a circle in it are going to be their own bag. And I'm going to pour a couple more into my little tray. So these black pieces that have a circle in them are building up pieces. They are used for the layer. So you can tell that they're a 1 by 1 square, but they have a little extra cylinder coming out of them. And that's going to be used to build up the next layer. So then you have more places because these are now bricks and they're not solid caps, you get to build on top of those. And so when we get to the next layer, we'll see what they tell us to put on top of those, and that's how you're going to make the different effects. So you'll notice on my pattern that I had a lot of solid rows of this purple. So then once I was done with the purple, I would take one of my bins or take one of my labels. And if you still have the purple bag, after you're done with it, you can wrap it like this and just put your label here and make sure that you keep that number handy so that you don't lose track of that. You can also take these out and put them into individual tubs or the individual little vials and just keep track of that color because you will come back to it and you'll definitely use it again. So on this first layer, I'm going to move this a little closer to you to be able to see pretty well. We have all of our black pieces that build up, and then you'll also see some different colors. So the majority of this is the number 42 purple, and you can see that I've put the majority of those already on. And then hopefully you can tell on the camera, these I haven't built up yet, but this is one of those layers of that black that I have built up. And so I have been doing, and this is where my sticky note comes in. The sticky note is great for pulling up and keeping track of what row you're on. So by having that sticky note there, I can tell that I need it to have that kind of almost brown color, and then switch to a dark purple, and then switch to a lighter purple before going back to the black. So on my brick, I was able to put this brownish color and match that up, and then put the 3 lighter purples and then more of those blacks before I hit one more purple before I get into the very light purple. So you can tell that I did this. This is about half, the upper half of my 5x5 that I've done so far. So now that I have this first layer right here on the top half of my piece done, I'm going to do the next layer with you to kind of show you how this goes. So when I have the next layer, this is how I set up my grid system and how I kind of get myself ready. So on the next layer is going to build up the donut again. So basically it's going to take all the black spaces that we already have and just build them up another layer so that it's going to get higher. The only piece that's going to be colorful that gets added is going to be at the very bottom. So I'm going to focus on the top half of this and I'm going to build some more of this up. And then I'm going to show you in layer 3 how you start adding on top. And on layer 3, you're going to add up another layer of black, so it's even going to be higher. So hopefully this is making sense. And if you have questions or if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, let me know in the chat so I'll be happy to answer some of those different questions. I'm going to take this kit. I'm going to take the directions and I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to show you how I kind of grid this out. So they all turn white, which means once I put the purples are all capped. So there's no building on top of the purple, you're done. So that's why it turns white in your pattern, because there's nothing else to build on top of. Whereas with the black pieces, you can build on top because they still have those round pegs that you're going to be snapping things into. So remember that this is a 32 by 32 grid. So I'm going to count to 16. Here we go. And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a long line right there in the middle, 16 on the left-hand side of this line and 16 on the right-hand side of this line. And then I'm going to count going down. Here we go. And then I'm going to have the exact middle of this. So I'll know that in the middle, I'm going to have those white pieces, which makes sense because I can't build on top of those. And I'll be able to kind of go around there. Now I'm not going to do all of the in-between lines because I don't really need them, since this next layer is just adding more blacks on top of what I already have. So I'm going to show you what that process kind of looks like right now, where I'm going to take some of these black pieces and I'm just going to go on top of where they already are. And I'm just going to be pressing these pieces down. So I'm obviously skipping around a bit and showing you because all of this is pretty time consuming and kind of tedious. So I know it's not something exciting to watch, but it is how the process works. And I just want to show you little bits and pieces of how the process works so that you can have your own fun with whatever designs you choose. So you can tell that I can put down several bricks pretty quickly. I would say that the first layer of this whole entire picture took me about an hour and a half, and I have 5 layers. So each one of the layers is going to get less and less intense. So it's definitely a couple hours worth of a project. It's not something that you can do in one very quick class or one very quick sitting. It's something that you're going to want to come back to, which is why I think the organization part is going to be so important to you, that you keep track of all your little pieces, because that would be the worst, to not have the color you need anymore, to lose track of that. That would be like finishing a 1,000 piece puzzle and not having that last piece. Oh, nobody wants that for you. Nobody wants that. So I'm putting on a couple of these. I'll just do maybe 2 or 3 rows. We'll see what we need to do. And this is taking care of layer number 2. And it's kind of fun. It's very easy. It doesn't take any skill. It's just something fun. And I love all the different designs that they came up with. I think they did such a good job, and the colors are so bright. So you might be able to tell now that I have this extra layer, and this layer is higher than this layer, which is higher than this layer. So I have the original piece, I have 1 layer built up, and now I have things that are even 2 layers high. So when I go to step number 3, in step number 3, you'll see that now we're going to be adding some more color to some of those black pieces, and we're going to be building up some of those black pieces. So going back to here, if you need to or want to, I'm going to make just my halfway marks again. And luckily they have these lined up so nicely that I don't technically need to count again. I'm using the line from the previous picture. When I do go down, I need to count. Yeah. And going across this straight line to find that center. Perfect. So then now that I have this, I can kind of compare this row to the piece that I'm working on. And I have 2 of the number 41 that are going to go after 4 black spaces. So I'm going to leave 4 black spaces, and then I'm going to put the color 41. And I know from all my pieces that this is the color 41 on the 5th brick. So putting these caps on is pretty fun. It does have a nice little, not quite a snap, but you can tell that it's in place and it's kind of nice. And then 46 is a darker purple. So I have the 46. Oops, I'm on the wrong row. Do you see that? You didn't stop me. I'm in the wrong row. So I'm just peeling those back up, and I'll come back and fix that. Good thing I caught that before I got too far. The grid helps me double check myself like that. So that's for sure helpful. I'm curious, anyone in the chat, I think I heard one person has ordered these and are waiting for them to arrive, but I'm curious if anyone else already has these in their home, if they're ready to go, or what design you decided to choose, because there are so many of those designs. So I did use these colors for the other donut. So you'll notice that this other blue donut had a couple of different purples and a couple of different things like that. So I took the extra ones and put them into one of these vials, and I definitely labeled them. So I have those handy. And just want to make sure that I have all the different colors that I need. So now with this one, yeah, a flower or plant design, I'm positive there are flowers and plants. So someone also said that getting the cubes on and then keeping them straight was challenging. I can hear you on that. I can tell how that could be challenging. But another idea for keeping some of those things straight, if you do buy some of these tweezers or things like these too, these tweezers can help you kind of push them into line. So you can kind of line them up. If one is a little bit twisted or off, you can kind of use this to rotate that so that they can stay a little bit straighter. But honestly, if I have a piece that kind of, I think it adds a little bit of character for them to be a little bit off kilter here and there, because then you can see the individual bricks, which to me is kind of like, yeah, look at all the work I just did.
Megan,
Yes.
would you suggest someone to actually use tweezers to put them on just because they are so small?
Good question. I've tried it. I've tried it both ways. And then I've also tried another technique using some of the diamond art tools. So the way that diamond art works when the diamonds are so teeny tiny is you use this little wax, and the wax goes into the tip of your applicator, and then you can pick up the pieces they attach to the wax and put them down. The trouble with that is that there's only an opening on one of the sides of the brick. And so it's hard for you to pick them up and to know which way to go. But you could, once I have this, I could then put this down once I know where the opening is. What's nice about diamond art is that when you shake diamond art, it turns all the diamonds the same direction. It doesn't really do that with these cubes because it keeps them in these trays and you can line them up, but it doesn't necessarily keep them all face up or face down or something like that. So it's not something where you can pick up a bunch of them at the same time, which is what these applicators have been used for. For diamond art, you can do a ton of them at the same time by picking up several. So I'm sure that after people keep playing with these, the same thing will happen with what happened with diamond art. You know, diamond art started out, people got really excited about it, and then they were like, "Ooh, we can use this shortcut. We can use this shortcut." And they kept building more and more tools. And Felicia and I were talking the other day that we saw one where the diamonds are like inside of the thing and it just drops them out. So like there are so many different innovations. So once people get into these brick making things, I would not be surprised if you find some kind of tool very quickly that's going to be able to put those pieces in several in a row instead of just one at a time. So I would keep your eyes posted on that. I
You
think
know
people
what?
are very creative.
My suggestion would be
Mhm.
is maybe use regular tweezers instead of the pointed tweezers,
Yeah,
just because you will have a little bit
more
more area
surface
for
area.
gripping.
Yep, absolutely. I agree. Or using the side of them this way instead of using them like the point, like Felicia said. Absolutely. But I do like these tweezers also for kind of making a little lever to pop these up. The tool that they give you in the kit really helps you get these black pieces back off. So let me see if I can find my tools. Here's the removal tool that they give you in the kit. And the removal tool has kind of like, mm, it's kind of like those pieces. So what happens is you can lock in, if I want to take these two pieces out right here, I lock them in with the tool and I bend this tool backwards and it pops those two back out right away. Also, I can put those two down right away. So eventually I feel like there's going to be a way with this little piece to be able to put a couple of them down at the same time also. So I think that's something coming in the future as well. All right, now that I have those two, let's go back to making sure that I'm doing the right row. We have the number 41. So 41 is this kind of medium purple. And I'm going to take 41 and I'm going to put it on the fifth block. And I'm going to put it on the sixth block. And then there are going to be two of the darker purple, which is 46. And I need to pour a couple of those darker purple into my tray. And I'm going to take those and put those two in. Underneath it. So that row is done for the colors, for those four colors, but I do need to add four of these black pieces because we're going to be able to build up even higher on those. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the next line too, because it has green, which I think will be fun to kind of open that one with you. So on the next row, I have one green, which is the color number 9. And then I'm going to have some more of the black build up before I get into my purples again. So the green number 9. Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So Helen was reminding us about the kits that have the larger pieces. So let me show you the comparison. So if you are struggling with these tiny pieces, throwing things, the wave, for example, looks like this, and it's 10 by 10, which means there are 4. I don't want to get my kits mixed up, but there are 4 of these black pieces. So already, I bet you can tell, check out the difference between this size and the size that I'm currently working on. So the pieces that go onto this size are much larger to work with compared to this teeny tiny little purple. So what's cool about these is that it still ends up being a 32 by 32 grid, but it's built out of these 4 different sections. And when you first start your project, there's some extra little pieces at the beginning of your project that help you link all 4 of these black pieces together to keep them together. And so on the other side, you kind of connect them together in order to keep all of this into one giant 32 by 32. But you can already tell that these pieces are going to be so much easier to work with than these teeny tiny pieces, and your finished project is going to be a larger piece. So this is one larger piece that comes in one of these larger boxes that's 10 by 10, as opposed to the little pieces I'm working on that come with 2 of the different kit, 2 in each kit, and the 2 different designs are each 5 by 5. So they're the same size, but obviously the scale definitely matters for people with fingers that don't like to deal with teeny tiny things, and also with having your eyesight. It's a challenge for everyone. All right, so that's fun. Let me go back to, I was about to talk about the green, and the color of green that I need to use on my donut is going to be the number 9. So I go to my kit and I find my number 9. And this is my number 9 with this green. And I can put some of these into my tray. I can keep working in the same purple and black tray, or I can start one of my other trays from my kit as well. So there is a question about, are there any extra pieces left from a completed project? And my answer is yes, because I know that some of these pieces are in my couch. And yet I was able to complete the project. So I do believe that there are going to be a couple of spares of the colors for dropping and spilling and things like that. Not too many spares, but there will be some. I don't think it's an exact number. All right, so I have my new color, this green, and the green is a number 9. So on my piece right here, I have the first row that has these 4 blacks, and then it has the 4 of the purple colors. So in the next row, it starts with a 1 green, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blacks. And the black pieces are able to build up because they have the little dot on the top. 2, 3. One thing I'm not entirely sure about, I think I was trying to figure this out before, but I might have gotten distracted, is if from kit to kit the same number is the same color. And I'm not positive that 41 in this kit is the same as 41 in every kit. So you do need to kind of keep your kits separate, just for good measure. And that's why, again, I suggest this like little baggie, so that all of the pieces and the board that you have so far can go into the same bag. So you can keep them separate if you happen to have multiple kits going at once. All right, let's see how I'm doing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I said 6. And then I have a number 42 purple. And I have a number 41 purple. And a number 41 purple. And then 2 46 purples on this row. And 2 46s are going to finish off that second row of donut colors. Oops. Pushing it down the wrong way. There we go. So that completes those 2 rows, which means I can move on to layer number 4. And on layer number 4, I'm going to add a couple of blues. So I need the blue that is number 38 and 39 in order to kind of build on top of these 2 rows that I've been building up. So with my blues, I'm going to look for my 38 and 39. And here's my 38. And I believe my 39, I haven't opened the packet yet. I believe. And so with these, on this next level, the 38, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 of them along that top line. And in the line underneath that, I'm going to have 2 more of that same color, 38. And I'm leaving space for the 39s. I think someone was talking about keeping them straight. So you can tell that this green one is pretty twisty. So you can kind of, as you go, kind of keep them in line just by kind of using your finger and twisting them around to kind of keep them into a straighter line. And I have more space to keep building up and I can use more of my colors. But I think we're kind of coming to a close with some of the tips and tricks. Remember that one of the other tips I had given was to utilize a Post-it note, especially at the beginning. But if you're trying to kind of isolate one row at a time, it really helps to know that these are all going to be that same blue, and then there's going to be a little teal different blue at the end of that. But kind of keeping track of that Post-it note one row at a time is going to help me to keep that organized. And of course, as I've been saying, I do think that having all of these different containers and different ways of organizing your colors will be beneficial for sure to be able to help you complete your project. So let me just show you, have a little bit more show and tell, but I think the demonstration part is kind of done for now, unless you have any specific questions you want me to go over. One other tip or trick kind of thing that I have also utilized is some paint markers. So I have some Sharpie paint markers, and just another way to kind of give me some more help in making sure that I'm on the right row and doing the right thing is on this one, every 4 rows, I put a dot using my white Sharpie paint marker. And so obviously it's going to get covered up, so it's fine to kind of write on it with either a silver Sharpie or with a paint pen, but it's nice to have those highlighted. I could also kind of take the time to count on my rows and columns to know the 4 that are in the middle. And then sometimes it's helpful to know exactly where the middle is, except especially for something like a donut, because you know there's going to be colors here and everything else around it is going to be black. So it might be nice to get this cluster under control and then do all the black that goes around it. So that's another way of kind of keeping track of your rows and your columns by kind of giving you some guide points that are going to get covered back up. So you don't have to worry about that being permanent. It's also probably possible to just kind of scrape this back off too if you really wanted to. So I would only recommend putting the paint pen onto the black pieces, not onto the colorful pieces that are going to be kind of like caps that end that particular project. But let me do a little bit more show and tell from this perspective so you can see some of these cool designs. So this was one of the like Southwest kind of collection. This is what the kit looks like. It comes with two different 5x5s. I love these colors. I love the sunset, and you can probably tell from my camera angles how this comes off, and see how that's how the black builds up the different layers. So if you have several black layers on top of each other and then you put a color on the top, that's going to be much higher and much more raised. So it really gives you that extra texture, which makes this even more fun. And then this one, because it has so much at the bottom, can stand directly up. I don't have to hold on to it. So it is nice for putting onto a desk or putting onto a shelf or something like that. Some of the other ones might not have as much buildup on the bottom, so they might be a little harder to stand up on their own, but you can still easily put them into a cute little easel or tip them up against something, which would be nice too. So here's this cool like Starry Night kind of Van Gogh one. Here's another one of those Starry Night kind of fields of all the flowers and all the colors in the sky. And then this is the other desert sun one. I love that. It gives me Vegas vibes. I love the colors of this one. So pretty. This is the donut I was showing you before from the same kit I've been working on, and it has the little crumbly pieces. But I like how they took the colors and made that like a darker blue so that from further away it looks like it has the shadowing of the donut. I think they did a really good job. I did see those coffee cups the other day. There's one that has like a latte that has the latte design, and one with the coffee cup on the other side. I thought those were really cool. Um, but yeah, these bigger kits too. Oh, here's another one that I happen to have. Look at this little desert again. And you can put some of these together because they have pretty similar color schemes. But I'm excited to keep working on my donuts and get these all the way finished. When I get these all the way finished, I'm going to post my pictures on my personal Instagram, which is the number 4M Coleman. But if you are working on any of these kits and you have some progress shots, or if you have something, a finished project you want to show off to us, please tag us at Learn with Michaels. I would love to see your creation. Even if you finish it a month from now, I want to see it. Tag us at Learn with Michaels and let us know how you enjoyed this project. And we hope that you come back again for another one of our crafting classes. Felicia and I are usually here every Thursday and every Friday, and we always have a good time. Tomorrow, we are going to be working on punch needle. So punch needle is kind of like an embroidery activity, but punch needle looks like this, and it involves yarn, and it involves a wooden tool called a punch needle. So if you like to work with yarn, if you have lots of yarn scraps, you can come and join us tomorrow, and we can learn how to do a little punch needle together, make a cute little mushroom scene. So we always have more fun in store for you, and we hope that you come back and join us again. Thank you everybody for joining us today. We'll see you again real soon.